Hey, what's up? Marwan Hussein is here from MarwanPainter.com and welcome back to another video. In this video we will learn how to create this effect. Alright, so let's get started. First thing, I don't need the light or the camera. Let's delete them. I have this cube right here. I don't want this cube to be big, so maybe I can scale it and I can put it above the ground, above the zero level, and scale it at the same time. So I will scale it like this and make it a little bit tall like that, and hit G and put it above the ground like this. Because we made some scaling, I will hit Ctrl A to open the apply menu and apply the scale. That's very important. After that, maybe I can give this a bevel to bevel the edges. That will help to get better results when it comes to render, to catch some light, to help these edges to catch some light. So I will go to the modifier and open the list and add bevel. The amount here is very big, so I'm going to add 0.01 maybe and make it very little like this, and go to the shading and activate no harden normal. As you can see, we have a warning tells you that you need to activate auto smooth. So let's go to the object data properties and go to the normal and activate auto smooth option. As you can see, now we got very nice result and smooth. So this is the first step. After that, I need to add plane underneath this. So let's go to the add and add plane. Let's scale this something like that and Ctrl A, apply the scale. We need to subdivide this plane, so I will hit tab to go to the edit mode and hit shift R. Sorry, I will hit right click and subdivide like that and hit shift R a couple times until I got something like this. Or you can open this menu and add the number that you like from here. Anyway, let's close this menu here, and now we got this. Alright, so the plane is subdivided and ready. Let's go back to the cube. As you can see, the origin dot is right here in the middle. We need to take the origin dot to the ground, but before we do that, let's add the constraint, the effect that I want, to explain why I need to take the origin dot down. Alright, so first thing, let's go to the constraint section with the cube selected, and let's add the shrink wrap from the list. Here we have the shrink wrap constraint. Shrink wrap will shrink wrap the cube on the plane. Wherever the plane goes, the cube will follow it. So add the shrink wrap, and the target should be the plane, so pick the plane as a target. As you can see, the cube moves down to the position of the origin dot. Because of that, I told you that we need to take the origin dot to the to this point here. I will turn off the shrink wrap for now and go to the side view, hit number 3 from the numpad, or you can go to the view and the viewboard and go to the right or to the left. And I need to take the origin dot down. The 3D cursor is right here in the zero in the middle of the grid. So I will move the origin dot to the position of the 3D cursor. To do that, I need to hit right click and set origin to 3D cursor, and now we got right here. Or you can activate the origin and hit G and move it wherever you want to move it, and close the origin. So now we got this. After that, I can activate the shrink wrap, and now if I move the plane, this cube will follow it, as you can see. Alright, and that's cool. Now let's add some terrain or some displacement to the plane. Let's go to the modifier and let's add, from the modifier list, let's add the displace modifier, and let's go to the texture to add the new texture and the displace modifier, and go to the texture section so we can control it. Alright, now we are in this texture section, and the type we need to change this to the cloud or to the Voronoi. For example, I will choose the Voronoi. And now we got this. Change the size, make it big, something like this. And if you like, you can change the intensity if you like. Something like this will work. Now if I move the ground underneath the cube will follow the terrain. That's nice, but the effect is not complete to this point. I have a problem here. if I move the grid to the left or to the right, the cube affected by this movement, but the cube can go to the left or to the right just a little bit, and I don't need that. I need the cube to go up or down. In this case, I can go back to the cube and go to the constraint and go to the Shrinkwrap option and change the mode from nearest surface point to project and choose the z-axis, project just to the z-axis. Now if I move the grid underneath this, let's move this up just a little bit, and now if I move the grid underneath the cube, as you can see, it will be affected, but it will go up or down, and that's what I wanted. That's very cool. Alright, that's very cool. Now we created the effect. Now we have the ability to duplicate this and create a very cool effect. But before we do that, I will add a material to the cube. So I will split this to 2 and switch this to shader editor, hit N to close this panel, choose the cube and give it a new material from here, new material. And let's call this, for example, I don't know what we can call it. Maybe we can call it cube. Sorry, not P, B. Alright. After that, let's go to the material preview. Just hit Z and go to material preview. Or you can switch to this ball right here. And let's create a material for this. First thing, I will change the base color to something dark. And even the ground, maybe I can give it a material and change the color to something dark. That will be better. Alright, let's go back to the cube. And I will add emission material right here. So I will hit Shift A to go to the add and go to search and search for emission EM, and here we find it. Now I need to mix between those, so let's go to the edit and go to preferences to activate node wrangler. Go to the add-on section here and to this in the search bar here type WR to find the node wrangler. Activate this node right here. This node is very important. It can give you a very nice shortcut working to the material or to the shader editor. When you activate it from here, go to the burger icon and hit save preferences. And now excite. And I need to mix between this and this with the help of node wrangler. I can hold Control Shift right click and move the mouse from here to here. And now we have mix shader added. And we need to control that. First, let's change the color to something, for example, blue, green, anything, and let's give it a little bit of strength and activate the bloom so we can see the result here. Now we got this. I need to add a mask because I need the light effect to be on the tip and the rest will be dark, taking the information from this material. So let's create the mask. I will add or use gradient texture. So go to add and go to search and search for gradient. Here we have gradient texture. And I will hit Control Shift left click so we can preview it. And as you can see, this is the result. I need to rotate it. In this case, I will grab the gradient and hit Control T. Node wrangler will add mapping and texture coordinate. Alright, in this case, I will plug the texture or the gradient, I will plug it to the object option here. And I will hit Shift A and let's add an empty. Alright, the empty is here underneath the cube. I will take this up, key to the Z, and let's put this right here maybe, the empty. And let's go back to the same cube. I will pick the empty to control the material or to control the gradients. So pick the empty from here, and now the empty can control the gradient. I will rotate this to the y-axis so we can rotate the effect. Hold Control to snap the rotation to 90 degrees. And now if I move this up or down, as you can see, the gradient can follow it. I will move this up right here, the gradient, and now I can plug the gradient result to the factor here. and plug this again to the output, Control Shift click. Alright, as you can see now we have two material mixed. If I move this down, I can give priority to the emission, or take this up, I can give priority to this material right here. Let's scale this. As you can see, when you scale it, you can scale the texture itself. You can control the gradient. You have a lot of options. If you scale this to the Z, you can make the gradients effect, let's say, harsh or smooth, by scaling the empty to the Z, or to the Z. So you have a lot of controls here. It's a very nice effect. So we got this results. We almost finished. Now if we move the grid underneath the cube, as you can see, let's take the gradient up just a little bit right here. Now if I move this, especially if I scale this up and make it big like that, or let's take this up just a little bit, hit G to the Z, and now let's hit G and move this one down or up. I can take this up just a little bit, hit G to the Z, almost right here. Now if I move this, as you can see now, when this moves up, it can catch some emission light, and that will make the effect very nice. I will give the grid smooth shading, and now let's move this like that. It's very nice. Imagine when we duplicate these cubes, what's gonna happen. So let's go to the top here, and I will hit key to move this right here at this corner, and I will hit Shift D to add a new copy next to this one, and I will hit Shift R a couple times until I reach this side, and now I can grab all of these and hit Shift D again from the top, and let's put those maybe right here, and hit Shift R to duplicate that, to repeat that until I reach this point here. That's very cool. Now if I move the grid let's scale this just a little bit to the X and to the Y. Now if I move the grid underneath the cubes, I can have this effect, especially if you add the camera in very close distance. Let's add a camera, hit Shift A and go to the camera, and let's add a camera, and let's pick nice angle, for example from here, and I will hit Control Alt 0 to snap the camera to the view. As you can see now we have this, and maybe we can something like this. Maybe we can switch this to 3D viewport and hit 0 to snap this to the camera, and hit Z and go to the render so we can see the results. Alright, now if I move this, the grid or the ground, let's move this just a little bit. As you can see now we have very nice effects. Let's move the camera just a little bit down, or something like this. That's very cool. We can take this up if we like. And we can, by the way, we can apply the scale for the grid. And maybe we can take this down just a little bit, key to the Z. Alright, check the effect. It's a very nice effect here we got. It's very, very cool. Imagine if we add the lights. Let's add a light and let's see what we will get. Let's add the point light here, and let's take the point light up. As you can see now we can see it here, and we can see the effect. Let's go to the light section here, and let's increase the power to, I don't know, let's crank this up and let's see what we need. Maybe 1000. Maybe we can change the color to something bluish or whatever color you like, and let's move this from the top. Let's put it maybe right here, hit G to the Z, and let's take this up just a little bit, and we can create some variation in the texture for these cubes. For example, let's split this to two window here, and let's go to shader editor again, and let's close this one right here. Grab one of these object, and maybe here we can add some I just forget the name, noise texture, NOI noise texture we got right here. Hit Control Shift click so we can see the results. Alright, that's cool. I will hit Control T to add mapping and texture coordinate and plug the object. Alright, so that's very cool. Alright, let's change the scale to something, I don't know. Let's see what we need to do here. We will get one problem though. Here with the result will be duplicated for all of these cubes. We need to use this in the roughness slot here. So before we do that, let's crank the details to maybe 6 and the roughness to maybe 0.6. Yeah, let's give it a little bit of roughness, and when you be satisfied, plug this to the roughness, and let's see what we got so far. We just need to have some roughness here. As you can see now, it's become even more beautiful with the roughness. And for the emission, maybe we can control this and make it a little bit stronger. So now we got very nice variation here. And don't forget, you still have the ability to control the empty. By controlling the empty, you can control everything. You can take those up or down. Don't forget that. It's not just the ground. Alright, now let's hit G and move this just a little bit. Now we got very beautiful result here. Alright, maybe after that we can go to the world mode here, and we can add some volume here. So let's hit Shift A and let's go to the texture shader, and let's add maybe principled volume and plug the volume to the volume right here. And as you can see now, we have the volume, but the density is too high, so I will change the color first to something bluish, and then change the density to maybe 0.1, and let's see the result. Okay, something like this. I think it will work. 0.2 maybe. Alright, that's cool. And after that, for the camera, we can grab the camera. Let's put the 3D cursor maybe right here, because I need to add another empty. Hit Shift A and let's go to the empty, and let's add, for example, a cube empty, or the cube not going to work. Hit Shift A and let's add, which one? Yeah, I will use plane axis. Alright, I can change the name of this one to maybe, let's change the name to focus. Alright, that's cool. Now let's go to the camera, and here in the camera section we can activate depth of field and open the section and use the empty as a focus point. Alright, now if I go to the camera again, I should have, if I move this, for example, let's activate the face snap and hit G to move the empty, and for example, let's put this right here. Let's go back to the camera and let's change the f-stop to maybe to 1. Now I can control that by according to the position of the empty. If I take this far away, right there, the focus will go there. If I take this to the close area, the focus will come here. So it's very nice to control the focus of the camera. That's very cool. Alright, now we got very cool effect. Now maybe we can make some animation, and let's see how can we do that. Let's maximize this just a little bit, and we have the grid. We just need to move the grid underneath these boxes. So let's start from here. Let's move this right here for now, and I will hit I to add a point, animation point. All right, location. Here we have multiple option. It's called keyframe. Let's add a keyframe, location keyframe, and now we have a keyframe right here added in the beginning. And I will take the slider, or I don't know, maybe where should we take it? Yeah, I will take it to the end right here. Alright, and I will move the ground almost right here, and I will hit I again, and I will add another location keyframe. So now we have a keyframe starting from the beginning, and here we have in the end another keyframe. Now if I move this the slider, as you can see, now I have some animation. After that, maybe we can switch this to the graph editor, because we just need to make some change here, and let's maximize it just a little bit. This is the animation that we got. As you can see, it's smooth. We don't need that. We need to grab these 2 points, this point, hold here to grab this point, and hit T to open the keyframe interpolation, and choose linear, because we don't need this. If I have this, the animation will go slow and then speed up and then will go slow again. We don't need that. We need to make the animation linear. So hit T and choose linear, and now we got this. And now if I hit play, as you can see, now we got this results. Very, very, very nice. And don't forget, you can activate ambient occlusion to have some shadow here between these objects, especially if you manipulate the distance. Alright, and activate screen space reflection. And what else? For the light, we can activate the contact shadow, or that will help to get better results. And you can control, by the way, the light if you like. And you can control as well, you can control the, let's go back to the object material, you can control the lighting itself to something great if you like. I think that's better. Alright, now let's go back to the, let's see, what should we do? Let's go back to the timeline and hit shifts and the left arrow to take this back to the 0, the time slider, and hit space to play the animation. Very cool. Alright, one more thing here we need to mention. You can add whatever thing. You don't need to stick with the plane and the displacement that we added. We can add a text, for example, and these cubes will take the form of your name. If you add a logo, these boxes will take the form of the logo. You can add anything, any geometry underneath it, and you can create very nice, beautiful animation as we did right here. Alright, I think that will do it for this video. I will end it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and in the description I have links to my courses in case you're interested and you want to learn more. Alright, so that's it, and see you next.